Tip number 1, keep weeding. You can see here I should have mulched and I didn't, and this is what happens as a result. So I've got to get busy. But while I'm in here, here's some evening primrose, but do you see that really pretty little pink poppy? That's one of my favorites. Tip number 2, harvest your alliums. That's the things in your garlic and onion family, leeks, shallots, and that sort of thing. So here are my storage onions, and you see they're dying off and flopping over. They're just about ready to harvest. Tip number 3, go through your seeds and pick out what you want to sow for your fall crops. And get them planted. For tips 4 and 5, you'll want to make sure you keep up with deadheading your perennial flowers, also your annuals, but make sure that you've done the deadheading that you need to do. I'm going to show you on my roses where I did not. Sometimes it's nice to just leave things alone, as is the case with this rugosa, because this forms a rose hip that you could either make a vitamin C rich tea or leave it for the birds to eat. But besides deadheading some plants, you'll also want to divide them up. So if you're going to expand in other garden areas, and you can take cuttings, or you can take little sprouts of plants that have volunteered and move them somewhere else, now is a great time to start thinking about doing that. Tip number 6, keep up with your harvest. Right about now, a lot of our beans are getting ready to be picked, as well as cucumbers. I've started with my pickle making process, and it's a very exciting time. Enjoy this time. Tip number 8, trim and prune as needed. This plant, I'm going to just clip off these dead pieces. A lot of times if you leave things like this, it's an invitation to pests and disease, so you want to keep up with that. The next tip is to thin the fruit on your fruit trees if you're so inclined and if it's necessary. I have trouble remembering to do this. Every year I say I'm going to do it and I don't. As you can see, if you've got a couple clustering when they grow, sometimes if you remove all but the one that is the most vigorous, it is said that that will produce a better fruit. I've never tried it, and I've always gotten a good harvest, but this year we'll see. Maybe I'll get to it.